Hello and welcome to this Longines International Jockeys Championship Special for 2020. It all happens at Happy Valley tomorrow night, Wednesday night. 4 designated races, 12 superstar riders. Karis Teeton returns as defending champion. A total prize pool of Hong Kong $800,000 goes on the line. Wednesday night, Happy Valley. Right now, let's meet the Big 12.
Out wider, Charity Wings flashing later, terrific finish here, Dream Warriors, Murray Partners, Dream Warriors has just won this for Teeton.
Is the greatest show on turf, Sunday, HKIR, the perfect lead-up Wednesday night at Happy Valley with the IJC. It's been a year of uncertainty across so many levels. We've got the CEO of the Hong Kong Jockey Club, Mr. Winfred Engelbrecht, joining us right now to tell us how the club has guided us to where we are today to enable this to happen tomorrow night. Winfred, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure, Mark.
Just want to ask you, these big events and Sunday, they mean so much globally to racing normally, but what about this year?
I think if you look at COVID, there's definitely the question, can you have these great racing events? But we felt it's extremely important for the sport, not only in Hong Kong, but globally, because that are the marquee events, which inspire people, which in a way drive really the performance of top-class jockeys who look forward to these events. And I think it's extremely important for owners and for trainers in a way to have this kind of highlights and promoting racing as a global sport.
You've got some of the strictest, if not the strictest, racing protocols in the world in place, and it's enabled you to bring names in like Tom Mark Wan and Holly Doyle for the first time, and to have Ryan Moore coming back. Your thoughts on tomorrow night?
I think, first of all, we would like to thank the heroes who come, the sporting heroes to come here, despite all these challenges, and to make this the greatest show on turf. And therefore, I think with now 2 new entrants, I think if you look at Holly, who just gets Sportswoman of the Year, so congratulations to have her here is fantastic, and Tom. And I think it is, for me, in a way, very important that we attract these kind of top-class riders and jockeys to come. And I think on Wednesday, we have changed the format of the jockey series. I think it's probably the most even distributed fields. We have the entries, in my perspective, are better than we had ever. It's an extremely competitive level playing field. But my favorite at the moment, I would say that especially Ryan has a good book of rides. And Holly, probably in the last race, I think have an outstanding horse. So it will be very interesting, and I'm sure it will go down to the wire.
Is the list of riders and horses you've got here, a paramount, a testament to the fact that you're doing things right. You can never rest on your laurels, but you're certainly doing things right?
I think, first of all, you have to get the trust of people, what you do. And our team has demonstrated, first, that we do this in Hong Kong with the trust of our licensees and our employees. So, and we have clear guiding principles. Everything we do cannot create a public health risk. Secondly, everything we do cannot create a risk to customers and to our employees. And we have demonstrated with testing, with the creation of the bubble, that we can do this. And this definitely reflects that we have now international trainers, jockeys coming, and the stable staff, and bring really top horses. And especially for tomorrow, this is what we have built over the years, and we have demonstrated through the year. And we have gained the trust of the government that we practically first time implement such a sports bubble, which hopefully will help in a way not only us, which help other sporting events which you want to have a blueprint how you can do this.
You mentioned some of the top trainers in the world. Aidan O'Brien was quoted during the week as saying that Hong Kong Jockey Club has the way they do things very much down to a fine art. What does that mean for Hong Kong globally?
I think we have always inspired and aspired by that we want to be a global leader in everything we do. And we have world-class people in our team. And we do everything to perfection. And that is probably what people appreciate. And this is why we go, besides the strategic planning, into absolute detail to create this perfection. And it's a permanent learning. And I think for us, as a testimony, we have Aidan, who's the whole Ballydoyle stable, is, I would say, the most global player to support us with these kind of world-class horses coming here and provide a wonderful sporting entertainment. This is, again, trust you build over years. And this is what I think is important, because these horses have to focus on these very special events. There are multiple events in the world. And therefore, we're really glad to get the support. And we want to thank everybody who supports us to bring these top horses into Hong Kong.
Absolutely. Now, you're going to stick around for our next segment, Winfried, because among the 12 world-class riders here at the moment, a number of them are in quarantine. One of them is a two-time IJC champion, a three-time British champion. We'll meet on video firstly, Ryan Moore. And through the wonders of technology, he's in quarantine, but he can join us via Zoom. Ryan Moore, hello to you.
Afternoon.
Nice to be back in Hong Kong. 17 years since your first trip here.
Not quite, 19 years.
19, is it? Well,
Yeah.
does it feel like it's been 19 years?
I remember my first trip very clearly. I had some good memories from then. So, I've been very lucky to come here, many times throughout my career, and it's always a place I enjoy coming and enjoy the racing. It's always top class, and delighted to be here again, and thankful to be here this year.
We've got a man right here who you know very well, Winfried. 19 years since Ryan's first trip. He's come such a long way in that time.
Yeah, I think if you look at the career, it's an amazing career. And what we always try to do to bring young upcoming stars. And if you then see how they grow and how they become global international stars, it's extremely rewarding. And riding in Happy Valley is something Mikey Nain told me once. He said, I recommend to every young jockey to ride in Hong Kong. It's the most competitive. You have to be most alert. And Happy Valley is definitely the challenge. And when you come here and you go back, you will be a better jockey.
Ryan, tell us what it's like to ride Happy Valley.
Well, as Winfried says, it is a demanding track for a jockey and for a horse. It is unique. I've always said, we won't have it this year, but if you're ever going to take anybody racing for the first time, I think that's where you would take them. Usually it has the best atmosphere and very competitive races. Obviously, you're going to need a degree of fortune and get good barriers, and you're going to need a horse that handles it. But it's a sharp, fast track, and but I've always enjoyed riding there. I've always enjoyed the experience.
You mentioned the atmosphere. What's it been like going to these feature races without a crowd?
Very flat. But as we keep saying, we're thankful to be racing, and it's very important that we keep the show going the best we can. And many racing jurisdictions around the world have done fantastic jobs to do that, and Hong Kong's been at the front of it from the start, and probably shown us all how to do it.
What's it like riding in a mask?
Annoying, but there you
go. Racing did have to shut down for a while in Europe. It's since bounced back. How have they handled the pandemic since its restart?
Well, they've had to feel their way and gradually learn the lessons. They shut down because it was kind of taken out of their hands, I suppose, and they weren't really prepared for it. And it took 3 months to learn what had to happen. And obviously, a lot of people, the medical teams within the racing, like in the BHA or France Gala, they've had to put in protocols in place. But since we've got back, we haven't had to. We've had a few setbacks with crowds looking like they could come in and then they couldn't. But there hasn't really been any hiccups with the racing, and everyone's done a good job to keep going when just a difficult, unprecedented situation for everyone, isn't it?
You're used to jetting all over the world to ride. Has the plus of this been you've got to spend more time at home with the family? If there is a plus.
Yeah. I mean, you want to make up pluses, silver linings and things. That was good to have a couple of months at home for sure. But really, like, because we had to make up time, you were racing every day, and the cars they had to go on extra races. So you was actually away a lot more every day. You weren't having the overnight stays, but usually when I have those, you'd have days off, and this year it was a bit more like every day of the week. It's a mess of a year, but hopefully we're getting towards the end now, and we can move on.
Winfried Ryan's a two-time IJC champion. He does look to have a pretty strong book of rides again this year too.
Yeah, I think this is, when I went briefly to the form, I think he has not only one very good horse with Playwise, which I think should have a very good chance, but he has other rides, because one win is not sufficient. And we know Hong Kong racing is, especially the handicap, the most competitive in the world. If you look, the average winning margin is a short head, 75% of a short neck, 75% of the races are won there. So it can vary, and therefore it's very open, and we are glad that everybody has a chance, and that is a perfect set for a very competitive race meeting.
Ryan, how do you feel your time up in the bubble up there? Are you a person that can sit down and relax, or you like to be out and about doing stuff?
I'm used to spending time in. I've had a bit of experience of it this year, and look, obviously it's not ideal, but it's fine. And I suppose the use of the way technology's gone, everything's a lot easier to keep up to date and keep yourself entertained now. Nice room, and at least we can open a door here and got a little bit of a decking, so we can get it outside a little bit.
We really appreciate you giving us some time here this afternoon on the IJC Special. All the best for Happy Valley tomorrow night and IJC number 3, hopefully.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
There he is, Ryan Moore. Winfried, it's been great to have you as part of the show too, and it's just so super to see Ryan Moore jet back into Hong Kong.
Absolutely fantastic.
Good luck with tomorrow night and the rest of the week.
Thank you.
That has been part 1 of our IJC Special. Stick around. Coming up next, we're going to have a couple of local jockeys wander in. Welcome back to this IJC Special. We've got 6 Hong Kong-based riders taking part this year, of course, as well, including the returning champion in Karis Teeton and local hometown hero Vincent Ho. Pleased to say both boys are in the studio with us right now. Hey lads, how are we doing?
All right, and yourself?
Very well, thank you.
Very well, thank you. Thank you for giving us some time, and I'm sure a very busy week for you. Karis, we'll start with you. Does it seem like 12 months since you won it?
Yeah, it's the time has gone fast. I was saying to my wife a few days ago, I was looking at the whip that I won last year. I was like, I can't believe, like 2 days, going in 2 days, we're gonna be racing again for this trophy. So it's gone quick, but we're looking forward to it now.
Should we have a look at last year again? Yeah, let's do it. Are the lip marks still on the trophy from where you kissed it last year?
I know, I wanna kiss it again.
You're driving to the races for IJC 2019. Did you give yourself much of a chance of winning it?
Actually, I did get lucky in draw to get some nice horses, and also got lucky with the draw. But still, you know, even you have a good book of ride, you still need to bring your A game at races because you're competing against a group of world-class jockeys. So actually, going into the night, I try to relax and take everything as it comes because I've always ridden Happy Valley. And I would say from the start of the race meeting, everything went smoothly. And of course, riding a winner boosted my confidence, and earning some points along the way helped me win the championship.
Did you go out there in the last race knowing how many points you needed, or you don't check right throughout the competition, you just go out there to win?
To be honest, I really didn't know how far I was. I knew like I was pretty close with Ryan, but I was not sure where I must finish in the last. I was just trying to ride my horse as his best to finish the race and even try to win. You know, get as close as I can. Even passing the line, I was not sure still if I won it until I walked into the parade ring. I saw Rispoli standing on the side shouting, "Yeah, you won it!" So it was a great feeling.
You've won with Mr. Stunning a couple of years in a row. Where does an IJC sit on things you've achieved?
I think those kind of races in Hong Kong really get you in the next level. I always mention the IJC, I always mention the Hong Kong Sprint. Those two races I will never forget. Of course, I want to win more of these kind of races now. But like I said, when you win races like that, you just want to improve yourself and keep on doing better and try to win more races.
You have gone to another level in the saddle over the last 12 months. Have you changed anything? Because you're fighting it out with Zach for second place at the moment.
Yeah, of course, it's been an interesting start of the season. Of course, even my previous season in Hong Kong, I have tried to do a few things and try to, of course, like I say, improve myself in a lot of different things. Try to get some better rides. But yeah, I'm pretty close to Zach, but it's a long way to go still. It's a long season ahead. I just put my head down, try to get the best horses I can, and try to ride as many winners as I can.
You seem like you're normally a laid-back, happy sort of person. Do you get nervous on the big days?
I would say when I first came to Hong Kong, when big days like this will approach, maybe yes, or maybe, you know, we are human beings, we could get nervous. But now, of course, being here a few years, we sort of, you know, blend in and understand how it all works here. So I don't really get nervous, but just sort of can't wait for it to happen.
Your rides on Wednesday night, oversubscribed, Right Honourable, Helene Wisdom Star and Winston's Lad. You happy with the four that you've got, knowing that it's a different format this year, how they were allocated?
Yeah, I think, of course, the club has done a great thing to spread this ride like they done to everybody. I just think all the jockeys this season got fair chance. Everybody's got chance to compete and to earn a lot of points. So I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very competitive, that's for sure.
The man sitting next to you rode Southern Legend to upstage Beauty Generation in the Champions Mile last year. You're riding Southern Legend. Are you running through plans in your mind to try and upstage the boom horse that is Golden 60?
Well, after watching Golden 60 gallop this morning, I'm in trouble. Yeah, of course, Vincent's got some history with Southern Legend, but I'm lucky enough to be able to ride him this time again. Of course, we all have respect for Golden 60, but when we are there, the only thing is in our mind is try to win the race.
Vincent, we come to you.
Yeah.
Do you ever get sick of watching videos of Golden 60?
No, not at all.
That's a good
always been
thing.
watching them.
That's a good thing because I've got another one to show you right now.
Really happy the way he is now. A great preparation for him for the international for sure.
He's fantastic to watch. What's he like to sit on?
He's not easy to handle when they first get out of the track. Always tend to get a bit strong, but afterwards he get relaxed. But he's a super horse. Got a great mentality in him. Just want to chase down whatever in front of him in the straight, but when jump off the gate, now he's settled really well, and wherever you want him to be, he's okay.
Straight line speed, is he the fastest horse you've ever ridden?
I think must be one of it. Some horses can run, 20 something or 21 something, but he can produce that sprint in 1,200 and 2,000 meters.
For you as a jockey, by riding him, how's he helped you?
Well, definitely helped me a lot. I think every jockey must have, dreamed to have a horse like this. When riding races, and when you're on him, it's just so special. Not just make you a better jockey, but he can win big races for you, and it's very special.
Ask Harris the question, do you get nervous on race day? You've got two very big rides on Sunday in Classic Legend and, of course, Golden 60.
Yeah, Classic Legend is trial well and gallop well this morning as well. He's a superstar in Australia, and hopefully he can bring that form in the international. But of course, I'm extremely grateful to be on these two horses, and from the support from my former boss and Mr. Loyal, of course. And it's not easy for them to trust me and put me on their best horses.
One last question. Being a Hong Kong local, what does it mean to Vincent Ho to be representing Hong Kong in Hong Kong?
I think it's really important. Grew up in Hong Kong, and since day one in apprentice jockey school, Amy Chan, she, and Jockey Club wanted to have a world-class jockey, and I'm still striving to do it. Still not there yet, so I'll keep going and fight for it. But of course, on days like this, it is the best platform for us, for everyone to learn. And of course, I think it's really important because a lot of local is also supporting, and really thankful for them.
Well, gentlemen, thank you both for being here. We know it's a very busy week for you, and good luck both tomorrow night and Sunday.
Thank you.
Besides our local and other 4 visiting jockeys, we've got 2 absolute rising superstars of the saddle joining us in Hong Kong this year. Normally, with the current circumstances, we have to wait till tomorrow night to meet them. Not quite today. Some amazing new technology is around because we've got them by hologram. Tom Marquand and Holly Doyle joins us. Not in the studio, but you wouldn't know it. Hey guys, welcome to Hong Kong.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
I guess it's not quite the trip you expected. No sightseeing this time.
Yeah, it's obviously, sorry, the crossover's a little bit different. No, obviously we're both thrilled to be here, and you know, what an incredible job from the Hong Kong Jockey Club to get us over, because you know, there's been a huge amount of work and investment to get the sort of English and French jockeys and horses over here. So yeah, we're thrilled to be here, and hopefully we can make the most of an incredible opportunity.
Holly, this year must simply feel like a whirlwind for you.
Yeah, this year's been an absolute whirlwind. That's a great way to describe it. Being here in Hong Kong, riding amongst the world-class jockeys, it's a massive honour, and I'm really grateful of the Hong Kong Jockey Club to have invited me.
It's not just the racing. We've also got some footage of a couple of other awards you've been lucky enough to receive and maybe receive. Sunday Times Sportswoman of the Year. Has it sunk in yet?
Yeah, that was a huge shock to have won that. I mean, I found out I was nominated, and I was obviously honoured to have even been nominated, and I just brushed it to one side, really thinking, well, I'm not going to win. And then to have found out from Jessica and his Hill that I'd actually won was incredible. I was just really grateful, and it's just unreal that the you know, racing itself is getting noticed outside of the industry's bubble.
Tom, it's not all about Holly. You come here in some really good form too. You're off a winning double at Wolverhampton.
Yeah, not quite so glamorous as some of the days we've been lucky to have this year. But no, in all seriousness, obviously it's massive coming into a day's racing like this, having your confidence up. And yeah, it's been a busy old year. And I think, you know, it's easy to forget that a lot of the good days I had at smaller meetings, not just those big days at like Ascot and Doncaster, for example.
Holly, what's it like to be part of the Hong Kong racing bubble at the moment?
It's great. You know, we've been really well looked after. Our rooms are, you know, excellent standards. It's a bit weird not being able to go out and see the place, but you know, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just here to ride.
And what about as far as race day preparations go? By being in a bubble, does that hamper anything you usually like to do?
To be honest, I usually just keep myself to myself, but luckily we've been provided with a bike and a treadmill in our room, so we can keep active and do our normal procedures.
And going forward in other jurisdictions, do you think the racing bubble concept might be something that they can look at as they start to open up?
Definitely. It's obviously, you know, a great procedure, and it's worked so far, so I don't see why others can take something from this.
Tom, how much racing have you watched at Happy Valley, and what are you expecting for your first look around the track on Wednesday night? Yeah,
I mean, obviously we're very lucky. Actually, Holly's sponsor, Sky Sports, obviously show all of the racing from Hong Kong. So, you know, it's always on our TV, and it's great that we can have that sort of understanding of the way the races work, even from England. But you know, it's certainly a different track, and as everyone's alluded to so far, it's you know, it's a test of a jockey and a horse being such a sharp, sort of almost speed-orientated track. So. You know, while it will be a little bit different, thoroughly looking forward to trying to tackle it, and you know, a great book of rides for both of us, and fingers crossed we can walk away with a winner or two apiece.
Ryan Moore call it unique. Is there a track anywhere that you've ridden that might compare slightly to it?
I think certainly some of the tracks in Australia aren't too dissimilar. You know, with the sort of tightness and the ground being that generally a little bit quicker than it could be in England. But you know, we've got tight tracks like Chester in England at home, obviously. But it's still on another level than over here as such.
Holly, I'm sure you're both extremely busy during a normal racing week. What do you like to do, both of you, to unwind?
Oh, to be honest, we don't get much downtime, but we're both pretty laid back, and we like cooking and going for dinners and just chilling out. Really, we're both. We take a day off with both hands to recharge the batteries.
Who's the better cook?
Tom.
What's the signature dish, Tom?
Since I've been going to Australia, I enjoy getting the barbecue out. So we were lucky with the weather this summer. I managed to get it out a bit, but yeah, whatever's in the fridge will go in the oven.
And you're staying around for Sunday. You've got some rides at Sha Tin.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. You know, obviously the Hong Kong Jockey Club have gone to sort of great lengths to get us over here, and it almost it seemed a shame to go home and not have the opportunity to ride out at Sha Tin as well. So I think by the look of it at the moment, I've got 3 rides, none in the international races. They're all sort of in the local races as such. But yeah, really looking forward to getting out there on Sunday as well and making the most of my stay.
It's so good to have you both here. Just going to ask you to stick around for a little bit because we're going to get Winfried in just a moment to take a special virtual photo seeing you in hologram, which hasn't been done before. So we'll get Winfried in just a moment. And a reminder that we've got the 9 races at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. 4 of them are legs of the Longines International Jockeys Championship. There'll be races 4, 5, 7 and 8. Karis Teeton is the defending champion. It's an earlier start, 6:45 Hong Kong time. The fields are at hkjc.com. Winfried has rejoined us back in the studio here. We're going to have a virtual high five coming up now with our rising stars and hologramic rising stars in Holly Doyle and Tom Marquand as well. So they've been practicing. Let's see how we can get it on. Righto, Winfried, you and Holly go first. Well done, Holly. Now on to Tom. And go. Tom, go. There we go. Nice work, team. So we've got the virtual high five done. I'd ask both Karis and Vincent to come back in and we can get a group photo now as well with all of our 5 guests on this IJC special. Vincent Hoda partner Golden 60, Karis of course defending champion, and Tom and Holly first time in Hong Kong. And that's what they're racing for on Wednesday night, the Silver Whip and the Big Cup. So thumbs up if I can get the jockeys. Holly, Tom. That has been our IJC special for 2020. It's going to be a wonderful night of racing coming up at Happy Valley. 9 race program, 4 races, which make up the legs of the Longines International Jockeys Championship. You can get all of the information too from the Daily Show coming up on HKIR, on hkjc.com. You'll find that on that website, and all of the social media platforms has everything covered for a massive week. The Turf World Championships here on Hong Kong, but from the IJC special, it's bye-bye.